Hello, back in 2021 I shot a couple of videos where I discuss why I really like Philips Hue and often recommend them to people as their main smart lighting option. But since then, lots of other smart bulbs have been released, including really quality Kasa bulbs from TP-Link, which are a lot cheaper than Philips Hue's ones. Plus, Matter and Thread have both been released, which Philips Hue don't fully support, whereas rivals like Nanoleaf do support them. So, do I still recommend Philips Hue? Well, yes I do, in general. I continue to like Philips Hue's wide range of products, which includes indoor lights, gradient strips and outdoor lights. I'm also a fan of how Philips Hue's products don't rely on your Wi-Fi router, because having dozens of smart lights connecting to your router can cause problems, both in terms of day-to-day Wi-Fi reliability, but also if you want to change your Wi-Fi password. Finally, I really like Hue's accessories, because they make your smart lights feel like a proper integrated part of your house, and not just some gimmick that you can only control with some clunky phone app. But Hue isn't perfect, of course. I dislike the current Hue app, which is often a bit confusing and poorly laid out. I'm also skeptical of Hue's Matter support, and I think that Nanoleaf have made a great decision by supporting Thread, something which Philips Hue's bulbs can't currently support. Equally, Philips Hue is quite expensive, especially when compared to quality brands like Kasa, whose smart bulbs are a fraction of the price. So let's dive into some of these points in a bit more detail. Firstly, Hue's product range. It's great that Philips Hue offer a wide range of bulbs and lights for use around your home, including in your backyard. They also offer gradient strips to put behind your TV and PC monitor, which makes movie watching and gaming a ton more immersive. Overall, Philips Hue probably has the best choice of products, especially because, many other smart lighting makers don't actually offer any outdoor lights. If you're looking to properly invest in a smart lighting solution or ecosystem throughout your whole home, then Philips Hue will be a very good option. Of course, it won't be cheap. You can currently buy 4 Kasa bulbs for $33 total, which is just over $8 each, whereas Philips Hue's 4 colour bulbs will set you back a massive $170, in other words $43 each. Considering the Kasa's bulbs are good quality and highly rated, and it can be controlled with a fairly smooth app, there's no real reason to choose Philips Hue over Kasa unless you really need something from the Hue range, like Hue's ZigBee mesh approach or an outdoor light. That brings me on to my second point, Wi-Fi versus ZigBee. I cover this in detail in other videos, but the one big downside of Wi-Fi based smart lights like Kasa's is that they all connect straight to your router. If you have dozens of smart lights, you might find the Wi-Fi router gets overloaded. The solution for this is either to move to non-Wi-Fi bulbs, like Philips Hue that uses ZigBee, or Nanoleaf that uses Thread. This eases the burden on your Wi-Fi router. Actually, there's one other option. Keep using Wi-Fi bulbs, but buy a proper mesh Wi-Fi system. This might set you back hundreds of dollars, of course, but it will support dozens of smart bulbs with ease. Plus, if you do have dozens of smart bulbs, you will probably end up saving money in the long run compared to buying expensive Hue lights. One thing I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with for Philips Hue is the way you control the lights. I'm not really a huge fan of the Hue app, which I find a bit confusing and clunky. It's also pretty annoying that many of the special lighting effects are hidden away within the Hue Labs feature, instead of being a normal, prominent part of the app. Yes, you can purchase some awesome apps like I Liked Hue that improve this situation massively, but that's an Apple-only app, which is no use to an Android noob like me. Luckily, Philips Hue has a range of accessories including dimmer remotes and motion sensors. I have loads of these dotted around my home, and it often makes controlling my smart home really smooth and seamless. Having to use an app on my phone or my voice to use something as basic as my lights can feel a little bit robotic at times. These feel a lot more natural to me, I guess. Finally, we come to Matter and Thread. I've also discussed these topics in previous videos, but essentially Matter is a smart home standard, meaning that different devices can work together easier, whereas Thread is a communication protocol. Basically, it's a rival to Wi-Fi, ZigBee and Bluetooth. After many delays, Philips Hue now finally introduced Matter support via the Hue bridge. So while the individual bulbs aren't Matter compatible, this doesn't really matter because the control-in bridge is compatible. This is good because if some new Matter certified device or platform comes out in the future, Philips Hue should easily be able to support it. In that sense, it doesn't really matter that Hue fails to support Thread. This would require actual hardware changes. In other words, device upgrades to add a Thread radio chip in, and it wouldn't bring any immediate benefit because Hue already integrates just fine with many other smart home platforms like Alexa and Siri. So to wrap up, I do feel like Philips Hue is still a viable, sensible smart lighting option for 2023 and beyond. The fact that it uses ZigBee, not Thread, isn't a big deal to me because its ongoing support for Alexa, Siri and now Matter is what really counts to me. I would love to see them drop their prices though. I know that they intentionally market themselves as some premium product, but paying just so much more than their rivals does get frustrating at times. I'd suggest that if you only want a few smart bulbs in your home, then go with Kasa or another make. But if you have big plans to create a smart lighting ecosystem around all parts of your property, then Philips Hue is probably still the way to go. I hope this video has given you something to think about, but I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Please also like this video and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you.